This is Algal CO2 Package FL23. This package is designed for measurements of CO2 in the gas phase of above algal culture, which has been placed inside the algal chamber. Right now we just have water here for demonstration purposes. The package is composed of a gas bag, which holds gas, air, or some other gas with different levels of CO2, a gas pump which samples gas from the bag, carries it to a flow meter. This is a rotometer style flow meter where you can adjust with this valve the flow through the system. Then it goes through a couple of valves here, and gas goes either, when the valves are in this position, either goes straight to a CO2 analyzer, or when the valves are in this position, it goes and bubbles through this chamber. We also have as an optional component an LED light source that is used to illuminate the culture by placing the culture directly on top of the light source. This light source can be regulated with this knob on the side here, and the level of light will be recorded in the software, and I will show you in a few minutes how that is done. Then we also have the CO2 analyzer, as I mentioned. The CO2 analyzer, the gas has to go through a drying column, which is purple. It's got an indicator, it's purple when the gas is dry, and when it absorbs a lot of moisture it will turn pink, and that's the indicator to change it. And then gas vents out. The signals from the CO2 analyzer and from the LED light source, analog signals, go into our LabQuest menu, which is our data interface. The CO2 analyzer is in channel 1, the light source is in channel 2. To start the experiment, the CO2 analyzer should be calibrated first. CO2 analyzer should be turned on well ahead of time so it can warm up. I'm not going to go through the calibration here because that's explained in the manual. We will go straight through the software. So the LabQuest menu should be plugged into the computer before you open your experimental file, the FL23 Algal CO2 setup. You open the file. The first thing you have to do is you have to connect your sensors. We have the CO2 analyzer, you connect it to channel 1 on LabQuest mini. Say connect. The second sensor is raw voltage here, that is our LED light source. It's connected on channel 2. If you also purchase with this package a mass flow monitor, then the signal from the mass flow monitor, which records the flow rate through the system, can be recorded in the software. But in this case we're only dealing with this rotometer flow meter, which is part of our standard package, and this does not record any signal. The flow rate has to be observed where the ball is floating, and that is our way of measuring the flow rate. Okay, so the software is now started. The data from the CO2 analyzer will be displayed in the meter, and from the LED light source in this meter. If you keep looking at the output here, if I decrease the light coming through, you can see the level is going down. If you increase it, the level is going up. To start an experiment, you simply would first observe the reference levels of CO2, and you do that by bypassing this cuvette, and you do that with these two valves. Put them in the off position towards the chamber. Now all the gas, the reference gas, is going into your CO2 analyzer. You can see it stopped bubbling, so it bypasses the cuvette. When that is happening, you will start recording your experiment. You record by clicking here on the collect button, and all the data is going to start populating in both the table, in the meters down below here, and on your graphs. So you can see that the data is being recorded. These are our reference levels of CO2, so whatever's in our gas bag. And when we obtain a sufficient reference, we would then turn these valves towards each other, which will allow the gas to flow now through our chamber. And what happens is the reference gas will bubble through our culture of algae, will be using up CO2 that's available to it, and we would see a decrease in that CO2 that's being measured, because when it's displaced into the gas phase, it's then carried to the CO2 analyzer and it will be measured. Because I don't have a culture here in the chamber right now, we're not going to see that, but that is what we're doing. So this is the basics of our algal CO2 package.
One question.